Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, welcome back. I'm back. I wanted to give a better stream, man. So I had to get rid of that last one, and just gather more. Not a perfectionist, but want to give you guys a good show, good informative show. So let's go ahead and get on into it, all right? There is a judge, right, who just does not understand that this guy, Trump, plays checkers, B. Everything he does, it seems like he checks it out before he does it, which is fucking smart, right? Like, that's what you should do. Yeah, you should check this shit out before you bust a move on it. And it seems like that's exactly what he did. So there are a few things that he was talking about. There's something that he was talking about called the AEA, right? It's the Alien Something Act. Let me get it right for you. All right. Alien Enemies Act. Alien Enemies Act. All right. What is the Aliens Enemies Act? That is what Trump got Trinidad and Tobago, whatever the fuck the name is. That's what he got them out of here with. All right. So I'm going to put this up there. All right. So this Alien Enemies Act, the judge said, yeah, man, that shit's only been used 3 times. So what? Right? So been used 3 times. Why they giving me a hard time doing this shit? Come on, man. Alien Enemies Act. Okay. This is what Trump got these guys out of here on. All right. Now, what the judge is saying is, yo, man, you can only use that during wartime. That's not true. So apparently he goes, Trump is smart, and he goes and has a bunch of smart people around him. So I guess they went and dove into the Alien Enemies Act, right? So Alien Enemies Act, it could be enacted by a Senate and a House of Representatives, right? State of America Congress is assembled that whenever there shall be a declared war between the United States and any foreign national government or an invasion or predatory incursion. That word, predatory incursion. That is the key word that the judge missed, okay? I don't know if he was checking his paperwork and said, fuck that word. That is a very important word because this word is actually what enabled Trump to get these guys out of here. All right, hold on. This is what his really smart friends said you need to do to get Trendagua and all those motherfuckers out of here. All right. Hey, use the Alien Enemies Act, and then within that act, the phrase predatory incursion. All right. So under these two things, right? You had to make them a terrorist incursion, right? A terrorist organization. Cool, no problem. Because on February 20th, 2025, that's what he did. All right. So I'm gonna show that to you right here. Right here, based upon review of TDA's activities and in consultation with the Attorney General and Secretary of the Treasury on February 20th, 2025, acting pursuant to the authority in 8 USC 1189, the Secretary of State designated TDA as a foreign terrorist organization. And then he goes on to say, as the President of the United States, Commander-in-Chief, it's my solemn duty to protect the American people from the devastating effects of this invasion. All right? So this here is what he used to get these guys kicked out of states. Now, why is the judge trying to block it? Well, probably because he doesn't like the guy. The judge probably doesn't like Trump. So he said, man, fuck you and fuck your presidency, and we're getting these guys out of here. Well, too bad. You can't, right? No matter how many fucks you give, you can't get it done. So let's just real quick take a look at how the judge feels. I'm gonna go check this out right here. Let me see this here. As you see, I got the chessboard up there. All right, let's see if I can run this back. Okay, yeah, lets me run it back. All right, let's go.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. The Trump administration went to court Monday defending its decision to deport hundreds of alleged gang members to El Salvador. The president of El Salvador posted this video on his X account Sunday, appearing to show U.S. deportees getting off a plane and being sent to one of the country's high-security prisons. President Trump invoked a centuries-old law to carry out most of the deportations. It's called the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. It allows for the arrest and removal of non-citizens from the country in the case of war or an invasion. The American Civil Liberties Union, or ACLU, sued the administration on Saturday over its use of the Alien Enemies Act. And then later that night, a judge ordered the Trump administration to stop the deportations and turn around any planes that hadn't yet landed in El Salvador. That didn't happen, but the White House says it did not break any laws.
In fact, this administration acted within the confines of the law, again, within the president's constitutional authority and under the authority granted to him under the Alien Enemies Act. We are quite confident in that, and we are wholly confident that we are going to win this case in court.
CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro.
Now, the reason why they're wholly confident that they're going to win this case in court is because they did their homework. Right? They're not going to make a fool out of themselves. Trump knows everybody fucking hates him, so he's not going to give them the satisfaction of pulling some shit like this. But they're the ones jumping the gun. It's crazy because he makes everybody feel like he's an imbecile, right? Everybody thinks he's a fucking imbecile, and they underestimate him. And in the mistake of underestimating your opponent, you make mistakes, and you look like a fucking idiot.
Was the president, and CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya Galvez is here in studio. Camilo, let's go ahead and start with you here. So you've been following this hearing this evening on these flights. What have you heard?
This is truly an extraordinary legal battle between the Trump administration, this judge in the federal district court in D.C. and the ACLU, and it was on full display during this hearing. The Trump administration is essentially
the what? The what? The who? The trouble? The trouble? Is it me, or am I just being... this motherfucker said the trouble administration, bro. I'm not bugging the fuck out.
Arguing that the court order that was issued by the judge did not apply to planes that were already in the air, because that directive to turn back planes already in the air was issued orally by the judge during a hearing over the weekend, and it was not included in the written order. And
now, there you go, right? The judge said, yo, turn the fucking planes around. Your verbal fucking phone call does not override a directive, Pop. This is something that was signed, sealed, stamped, and all of that shit. You ain't that guy that you could fucking say, yo, man, do this. No, that's not how this shit works, Pop. That ain't how this shit work.
And even if that was the case, the administration is also arguing that the court has no jurisdiction to order the return of planes that are over international waters and not over U.S. land and not on U.S. airspace. But the judge did not agree with that and was not buying that argument. Let me read you some of the quotes from the hearing. The judge said, "It does not matter if you're in United States airspace or not." And apparently, he said, "My oral orders don't seem to carry much weight." He's saying that the oral directive is also applicable and should be followed. Now, the judge has given the administration until tomorrow at noon to provide additional information about these deportation flights, and also has a hearing scheduled for Friday to discuss the merits of the case, which of course is the ACLU arguing that this invocation of this 18th century statute is unlawful.
So these people were deported without typical due process.
That's right.
What is the typical due process?
Well, under U.S. immigration law, migrants who are in the country without permission or who are non-citizens are eligible to, for example, apply for asylum to delay on a temporary basis their deportation. And they're also given due process, including court hearings or asylum interviews. That is not the case under the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, because under that 18th century law, the migrants are treated as enemy aliens who can be summarily arrested, detained, and deported from the country.
The president of El Salvador sort of appeared to mock the judge's order on X, writing, "Oopsie, too late," about the migrant flights. Why is El Salvador inserting itself in this way?
Well, now we know that El Salvador's government is getting at least $6 million from the U.S. to house this particular group of deportees. And El Salvador's president, which is a strong U.S. ally of this current administration, is saying that they are willing to house and detain more criminals and deportees from the U.S.
Camila Montoya Galvez, thank you. Let's turn now to CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro. Aaron, the White House claims it did not violate the judge's order. How's the administration justifying all this?
Yeah, throughout the day, you heard officials defend the move from this past weekend. And White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said it did not violate the order because the flights were out of U.S. territory before the federal judge's written order. Now, when asked about the verbal order from this D.C. judge that came about an hour before, she seemed to indicate that it doesn't hold the same weight as a written order, and said that that was something the White House counsel was going to be looking into. We also heard from White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, who argued that the order was, quote, patently unlawful. He compared it to a federal judge trying to control the movement of U.S. troops overseas. And Miller also noted that Trump had talked about using the Alien Enemies Act during the 2024 campaign, and that he was elected by the American people to make big policy shifts, such as what we saw this past weekend.
The White House says everyone deported to El Salvador was a gang member. How did the administration determine that?
Yeah, Leavitt said that of the 261 deported, 137 were deported under the Alien Enemies Act due to their ties to the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. Both Leavitt and White House border czar Tom Homan said there were prior investigations into these individuals before the flights, both from on-the-ground work by immigration officials as well as a review of their social media and criminal records, and voiced confidence that they were all tied to this specific gang. Officials were repeatedly asked, though, throughout the day if the names of these migrants would be released. You're seeing from the White House social media accounts videos of some of these detained and migrants that were on those flights. They did not say whether their names would be released, citing privacy concerns.
President Trump Monday teased some news about Chinese President Xi Jinping. What can you tell us?
Yeah, President Trump said that the Chinese president would be coming in the not-too-distant future. He seemed to lump it in with the other foreign dignitaries, such as from India and the United Kingdom, that have been coming. This, of course, is notable just given China's role as an adversary to the United States and the ongoing tariff war.
I was trying to look up here and see if I could find anything on that. So where they win, right? Where they will win in court is from these two terms. And the fact that they deemed them on February 20th, 2025, a terrorist group, that gave them legal right to do what they did.
Expelled from the U.S. under the 227-year-old Alien Enemies Act. Federal.
Like, Do you notice how they're saying, "Oh, it's so old"? Like, but motherfucker, the law still stands. Man, what are you
The
doing?
judge tried to block it, but the White House says the planes carrying them had already taken off for El Salvador. Immigration reporter Camila Montoya Galvez is here with me to untangle all of this. First, Camilo, who are the people who were deported over the weekend?
Hi, John. So the U.S. sent about 261 deportees to El Salvador over the weekend on several deportation flights. 137 of them were Venezuelan migrants accused of being members of the transnational Tren de Aragua criminal gang, and they were expelled under the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which is, of course, now at the center of this intensifying legal battle. Another 101 Venezuelans were deported under regular immigration procedures, and another 23 migrants from El Salvador were deported under, again, regular immigration proceedings. They are accused of being members of a gang as well.
So some gang, not some gang.
That's right.
How do they determine who's in a gang?
That is one of the critical questions here. As far as we know, the U.S. government does not have criminal or intelligence databases from Venezuela to determine that. We do know that under the Alien Enemies Act, the only finding that U.S. officials have to make to summarily arrest, detain, and deport somebody is that that person has to be from Venezuela, they are 14 or older, and that they are allegedly part of this notorious Tren de Aragua criminal gang. Advocates say that is a slippery slope, and they are concerned that due process here is being violated and that people are being removed solely because of tattoos or mere speculation.
Why send them to El Salvador?
Well, the U.S. has long faced logistical and diplomatic difficulties in deporting people directly to Venezuela, mainly because the repressive government in that country has long limited or rejected U.S. deportations. On the other hand, El Salvador is offering to accept third country nationals, including Venezuelans, and including suspected gang members from that country, and to detain them in some of these notorious prisons that the government there has set up as part of that crackdown on crime and gangs.
The doors are open to the jails. Camila Montoya Galvez, thank you so much as always.
Of course, John.
This is only the fourth time in history the Alien Enemies Act has been invoked by a president. The last three times were in war, 1812, World War I, and World War II, when it was used to intern thousands of Japanese Americans. I'm joined now by legal contributor and Loyola Law School professor Jessica Levinson. Jessica, first, we're not at war, so how is the president using this power?
Because the language in the statute continues during wartime or during a
I fucking told you. I fucking told you. I didn't watch this video all the way through. I'm not that fucking, good. I'm good, bitch. I'm good. But I like to just let the shit play sometimes. I fucking knew it. I knew it. And this is something else. Look. Where we at? Media files. I want you to see this. So, oral and written orders, right? Oral orders don't hold weight over written documents. Why? The issue isn't merely academic. When judges issue their oral or memo rulings, they expect the parties to comply with it. However, oral rulings are subject to misinterpretation. As the children's game Telephone demonstrates, even written rulings are subject to revision by the judge, right? And it gives, an example there, stating, until written and entered, the trial judge retains discretion to change his mind and amend his ruling. Citation omitted. Without a signed order, it's impossible for an attorney to advise a client exactly what his or her legal rights and obligations are. Can't believe they made an error there. Yeah, man. Like this shit here, baby. What else do I got here? All right. Designation of a foreign terrorist group. Okay, this also is important because this is what they used. Okay, the secretary is authorized to designate organization as foreign terrorist organizations in accordance with this subsection. If the secretary finds that A, the organization is a foreign organization, that's one. That's a check. Two, the organization engages in terrorist activity as defined in such and such and so forth. All right. And on number three, the terrorist activity or terrorism of the organization threatens security of the United States and nationals. Yes. So they check all boxes for that. Okay. But back to old girl. Tell her like it is. Watch her she's probably going to talk about, well, she should talk about this word, predatory incursion. Let's see.
A time of invasion or a predatory incursion.
Yeah, baby.
So we're under a different part of the statute. And what we're talking about here is whether or not the current facts have triggered the president's authority to use this statute. It's very clear here that the language of the statute.
Oh, I like that. She knows how to talk. If the current facts have triggered the president's authority. Ooh, I'm going to use that.
Says, or it's not very clear that the president can use this law dating back from 1798 to say that he has the power to deport certain people who are in this country. Again, based on the idea, we need an invasion or a predatory incursion.
Well, could a president...
Now, what is a predatory incursion? You know, Big West went and looked that shit up. You know, I had to look up predatory incursion. Where is it? Where the hell is it? A predatory incursion. And I'm trying to find that word because I know I looked it up for you. Because I saw it. Where the fuck is it, man? Bumbleclyde, Rossclyde. Is it over here? Oh, yeah, here it is. It's right over here. All right. Oh, it was on the other screen, so let me get it for you. All right. What is predatory incursion? Let me blow this up for you. All right. Incursion generally means a hostile entrance into territory. What is a hostile entrance into territory? Illegal immigration, bringing your ass over here illegally, bro. Yeah. Bingo. That's it. That's the predatory incursion right there. Okay? Like a raid or invasion. You coming over here, hundreds of you fuckers coming over here, that's an invasion, bro. This context implies the incursion is intended to exploit or harm the target territory for personal gain or profit, bro. That's it, Pop. Game over. Checkmate. Right? Intended to exploit or harm the target territory for personal gain or profit. That's what they came over to do. Exploit us for gain and profit, Papa. He won. He won. That was it right there. This is a short video. That's it. The game is over. Where is that? I want to finish hearing that though. Hold on. Ah, Bellevue, sans le bleu, sans le sud, sans pas bleu. That was it, man. What the fuck? Oh, there she go. I'm like, where the hell she go? And that was it, man. You can't beat that. That was great. That was fucking great, man. Ah, it's just nice.
Just say, you know what? I feel like this is a predatory incursion. There we go. That's all the proof. That's all the support you need.
Well, we're about to see, but I think the answer honestly is no. So the statutory language says you need a public proclamation. We have that, but we also have a lawsuit. And what we know in the lawsuit is that those challenging the president's use of the Aliens Enemy Act are saying, where's the proof? And so, no, to your question.
Where is the proof? Well, here's the proof, Pop. Where's that shit at? I had it. Where is it? Right here. So, and it's really a shame that we have to prove to a judge this shit, bro. It's a real shame. And Trump is trying to have that guy off of this case. He's obviously a piece of work there. Let me see here. Boom. All right. So here, Wikipedia, we've got the whole makeup of these guys. We've got their locations and territories over here. Their membership is 5,000 strong. Characteristics of them, right? Members of Tren de Agua are primarily Venezuelans. Everybody we got rid of was fucking from Venezuela. Although some members have tattoos, the organization does not have a specific tattoo that signifies membership in the manner of the Maras in Central America, MS-13 and 18th Street. Rather, Tren de Agua resembles other criminal organizations in South America, such as the Medellin Cartel, the Cali Cartel, which do not use tattoos to signify membership, thus preventing easy identification. But the fact that rather Tren de Agua resembles other criminal organizations. So the fact that he made it, he made all of the Mexican, all of those Latin gangs a terrorist organization, cartels a terrorist organization. He's sealing up the loopholes. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Why? Why do we have to go through this with this fucking judge, bro? Who is this fucking judge, bro? Why are you making us go through this? Why do you want to keep these bastards here assaulting people? You already know what they're fucking about, bro. All right. Let's see here. Venezuelan criminal organization to expand abroad. Also presence in Colombia, Brazil, Peru, blah, blah, blah. And the United States. It holds particularly dominant role in human trafficking, human smuggling in Latin America, variety of criminal activities, arms trafficking, bribery, illegal mining, kidnapping for ransom. Right there in Chile, Peru, the United States. 2020s saw a surge of migrants crossing the Mexican border, particularly from Venezuela. Telemundo, citing multiple criminal cases against suspected members of the gang, wrote in 2024, the group evidently also has increasing widespread presence in the United States. The Federal Bureau of Investigations confirmed reports that the gang was operating in the United States on July 2024. U.S. Treasury Department, White House announced sanctions against the gang designated transitional criminal organization. Okay. What? $12 million reward to the arrest of the leaders? Nigga. Yeah, now you're talking $12 million? Shit. All right, they've been linked to crimes throughout the United States, including murders. First appeared in Chicago and its suburbs in October. All right. So, listen, They're here. I don't know why this cocksucker wants to give everybody a hard time. Why you're defending these bastards like that? I mean, it's just really messed up, and I need to know when the court, because I need to keep my ears on this here.
Question, John. I don't think that we are going to have federal judges say, you can wave a magic wand and say, there's the invasion. Having said that, we know that courts defer to presidents in two different situations. One is foreign policy related to immigration, and the other is national security. So judges can ask, and I believe that they should ask, but I also think that they will show a certain amount of deference to the presidential administration here.
Briefly, we have about 20 seconds, Jessica. The White House is basically saying this is not up for judicial review at all. What do you make of that?
I think that's a very bold argument here. They're saying that there are inherent powers that they have. They're saying this is not up for judicial review. They're saying the plane was outside the U.S. jurisdiction. All of this will be considered in the coming days.
Yeah, let me check the comments. Somebody said El Salvador is lovely this time of year. There are no documentation possible on infiltrating illegal migrants, smugglers, and criminals. They have not entered illegally. They cannot be processed under law as they have not covered by Geneva Convention to what? Okay, there are no documentation possible on infiltrating illegal migrants. Yeah, so I don't really know what he means by that. As far as I'm concerned, being a gang member is irrelevant. They are here illegally and must be expelled. Americans are definitely only concerned, but we're concerned with news media acting like getting rid of illegals is wrong. We're definitely concerned, yeah. Allegedly gang members, haha, they have tattoos declaring their gang. It shows in the videos when they're booked. Upside down world, yeah, man. My God, bro, I don't fucking understand why we got to go through this. But yo, that's it. This is a short one tonight, man. I hope you enjoyed it. And these two words up here, Alien Enemy Act, and this language, predatory incursion, that is what he's able to get him out on. Right? You guys have a good evening. Talk to you later.